Welcome to Too Old, Too New, the music discovery podcast that brings you something old, something new, something Nate, something Bruce. I'm Nate Runkle, host of the Yo, That's My Jawn podcast, and with me, as always, is Bruce Warren of WXPN. The premise of this show is simple. Each week, we bring you two songs apiece. One new song that has been metaphorically spinning our turntable platters, and one old song that we believe still absolutely matters. You know, with a week off, I was afraid I was going to forget that.
You did well. You did fine.
What's going on, pal?
I'm nursing a very sore throat today. You know why?
Were you at the Zach Bryan show?
I was at the Zach Bryan show.
How was
last
it?
night in Philadelphia. And let me tell you, Bruce Springsteen being my number one favorite artist of all time, when he came out, I lost my shit and I just screamed like a maniac.
That's
and
amazing.
it was really fun. It was really fun. So I'm like, you know, I've been drinking tea all day today, and I haven't been able to. I think I've watched about 800 really bad YouTube videos of Bruce and Zach singing Atlantic City. You know, you go down that rabbit hole as a fan, and it's just like you just want to find the best thing. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Anyway,
And then I also heard the Lumineers were there.
And the Lumineers were there, and Shane Gillis was there. Who clearly doesn't know the words to Revival, Zach Bryan's final song, but it was still kind of cool seeing him up there. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. You
Okay.
know, things are busy over on the Yo, That's My Jawn front. I think I said last time we talked that a bunch of people's availabilities opened up. So I've been releasing weekly episodes instead of bi-weekly just to try to stay on top of it. So
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's moving.
And
Things are moving.
you're representing our main man, Dave Hawes, right?
That's right.
Come
Shout out to
on.
Dave Haas. So yeah,
Yeah.
this is one of my favorite shirt designs ever, too. Like the
it's
yellow
cool.
on black, it pops, man. I really
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
It's awesome. You know, we at Yo, That's My Jawn have a new T-shirt out, and it is the Destroy All Algorithms T-shirt, and it's just white text on black. And I got to say, little homage to this Dave Haas shirt.
All right,
But
okay.
also, let me just say, there's also Too Old, Too New merchandise as well.
That is right. I'm glad you brought that up, Nate. And where can people find that?
So the easiest way to track it down is if you go to www.yothat'smyjawn.com, there is a link to the merchandise store, and there is the Too Old, Too New logo tee. You can also get it on hats and all kinds of other cool things, stickers. So help yourself, knock yourself out, and welcome to the merchandise world.
Excellent. Make you can do your holiday shopping really early and get in front of it. So there you go. All right, so let's rock.
All right, man. Let's start with new, okay?
Great.
And for my new song, this is a song that I believe dropped this week, I think. And it blew me away, first of all, that it even exists, that it was even put together. And then I listened to it, and it blew me away all over again. And that is the new A$AP Rocky, Jessica Pratt collaboration, Hijack. All right. This comes from A$AP's new album, Don't Be Dumb, which is scheduled to release at the end of the month, but I never trust hip-hop release dates. But as of right now, it's August 30th. It's supposed to come out. It's got Jon Batiste on it as well, doing a little background and some piano work. And it is absolutely stellar. All right. A$AP is a fan of Jessica Pratt and was excited about this collaboration because he said she brings like a Portishead kind of Stevie Nicks vibe to the song, which I can't disagree with. It just sounds phenomenal. And the part I'm going to play for you as a snippet comes from the Jessica Pratt section because it just absolutely owns me sonically. So let's listen to a little Hijack right now. This is A$AP Rocky featuring Jessica Pratt. And that's absolutely no slight to the A$AP Rocky verse, which goes so hard. It's just that outro is just so perfect and beautiful that like I can't believe it even exists, like I said. And I would like to point listeners, if you'd like to hear more about it, there's a awesome article about it up right now on xpn.org.
That is right. Thank you very much.
You're right.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That's really cool. That's really great. I love when different genre artists kind of, work together. So, and I look forward to hearing this record. Although I told you right before we actually turned the machine on here that my hip hop album of the moment is the new JPEG Mafia record. So, highly also recommend it. But do put your ears to Hijack. So there you go.
Heck yeah. What do you got, my friend?
What I got is a band that I discovered at the Newport Folk Festival 2 weekends ago. They are from They're based in Richmond, Virginia. They're called Palmyra. And I guess one would say they are an Americana band. They play banjos and guitars, upright bass, all the proper elements of whatever that thing called authentic American roots music, Americana, country, folk, whatever. Palmyra just blew me away. Like, you go see bands sometimes and all of a sudden you're just in it with them. They're a four-piece, a very, very charismatic, mostly a lead singer. And I say mostly because one of the other members sings a couple of the songs in the band. I love their set so much that 2 days after Newport, I actually went back to see them here in Philadelphia at Johnny Brenda's. They were headlining a show that Brittany Ann Trambell was playing at. And once again, they kind of blew my mind. They have an EP. They were just signed to Oh Boy Records, which is John Prine's record label. So they kind of put out resurfaced. I think that's the word for it, right? An EP they put out in 23 with a new album coming in probably 25. So let's listen to this. This is, what's this?
Speak.
Yeah, it's called Speak. Shit, motherfucker. All right, time out.
I have it.
Can you leave this part in, right? Speak my mind. That's it.
Speak my mind.
Speak my mind. It's a really great fucking song, folks. Believe me, even though I forgot the name of it. Go ahead. Anyway, it's about speaking your truth and the changes that one goes through. And, it's so funny. Both you and I are on the radio, and we usually have like all of our notes like right in front of us, right on the screen, the album title, the album name. It's like, and like, what can I tell you? I had a junior moment there. So there you go. That is Palmyra with Speak My Mind.
It happens to me so much, so often. But Palmyra, the first time I heard of them was our mutual acquaintance and XPN member Nate Brown, who was also at the Newport Folk Fest. I don't know if you guys got a chance to connect. I saw you guys communicating about trying to meet up, but he put them on my radar, and I was absolutely blown away. And then, like you said, I was very upset to miss that show at Johnny Brenda's, which I was really looking forward to. But I forget what the conflict was. Was I out of town? I think I was out of town.
Maybe. It's interesting. When you hear a band on record, but then you see them live. I'd heard a little bit of their recorded music a little bit before because somebody said you got to go check out Palmyra. So I listened a little bit live. They have a lot of energy, and I almost want to say that they kind of reminded me that this EP kind of reminds me of August and Everything After by the Counting Crows. There's a pop sensibility to this band that I hear, but I don't know if they realize it yet, right? And it's kind of cool. So I'm really looking forward to see sort of where their journey takes them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you mentioned Newport. You were up at Newport, and if the listeners want to hear Bruce's full recap on Newport, it's up on your Substack, right? somevelvetblog.substack.com. But for the listeners, to save them a trip, what was your favorite? Let's do top two, top three favorite acts.
Well, War on Drugs were amazing. They just delivered a incredible 1 hour set. An hour after the War on Drugs played the main stage, Gillian Welsh and David Rawlings brought their guitars and banjo to the same stage, totally stripped everything away. It was just them and their instruments, and the intimacy was just like, it was beautiful. It was magical. De La Soul threw a major party. Also, they were great, and they brought out Pharaoh Munch, and Palmyra. There's so much great music there. Nothing sucked.
Yeah.
Nothing sucked. So anyway, and wait, but you got to tell people who you saw last night or 2 nights ago.
Yeah, 2 nights ago, I got to see the Beach Boys, the Mike Love version of the Beach Boys, which also has Bruce Johnson. So we got two boys, if you will, at the Ocean City Music Pier. And it was an experience. It was definitely something that was enjoyable. I had a good time. I got up. I sang along some songs in my seat. But, Mike's getting up there. And I got to say, of the of the late in life Beach Boy live shows that I've seen. It wasn't up there with seeing Brian Wilson multiple times, who, shout out to Darian and the guys in the Wonderments who put together an incredible show for Brian Wilson to tour with, that kind of makes up for the deficiencies. But the Mike Love experience is, you hear fun. You're not going to sing along and tap your feet, right?
Right. Exactly.
But the other big show that I saw was, and you also, I believe the night after saw a set from, was Beck. I saw Beck with the Philadelphia Orchestra, which is without a doubt one of my favorite shows I've ever seen in my life. And on that, I'm going to tell you that my old pick this week is a Beck track featuring St. Vincent. And it's a cover of In Excess's Never Tear Us Apart. So back in 2009, Beck did this thing called the Record Club. And what he did was, on his website, he covered full albums and invited guests in and would release them a song at a time. The first one was the Velvet Underground and Nico. Then they did songs of Leonard Cohen. They did Skip Spence's Or with Wilco, which was and Feist, which was absolutely phenomenal. And then they did Kick by In Excess. They also did Yanni live at the Acropolis.
I was just going to say, I'm so glad you didn't leave that one out. Yanni live at the Acropolis
with Thurston Moore of Sonic Youth.
Right,
that one is definitely experienced. That one's for the heads. We'll just say that's for the heads. But Kick with St. Vincent was absolutely phenomenal. Never Tear Us Apart is one of my favorite songs of all time, hands down. I don't know if you can find it on YouTube or not, but if you want to hear a really good In Excess stripped down version of it, they did it at the Y100 Sonic Sessions back in the day.
Whoa.
And it is an incredible version. But anyway, this version is Beck and St. Vincent, and this is Never Tear Us Apart. Let's listen to some of this. And of course, I selected this one because the orchestration was heavy on my mind, because that Beck set was absolutely incredible. But the Record Club stuff, I feel like, is like this forgotten piece of Beck lore.
Beckology.
Yes. Because I don't think it's available streaming anywhere. You can actually find videos, I believe, of all of the songs on his Vimeo, which still exists, which is Beck Hansen. So check that out. For the playlist purposes, I'll just put the NXS version because I know this isn't on there. But the Record Club stuff, man, how great was that?
Yeah, it was really good. I like the NXS one the best. That was my favorite one. It's a hard record to cover, That song is a hard song to cover. I mean, Michael Hutchence just fucking tears his heart and pours his heart into it. And you really kind of get to hear it on the original, St. Vincent, not as much. I loved her interpretation of it. It was a little more tender. But yeah, tough stuff. I'm going to go way back. Much has been written about the first 3 albums by the Stooges. So I'm not going to be able to say anything that you don't know. If you know these records, I'm not going to be able to say anything that hasn't very thoughtfully been said about the importance of these punk rock and roll records. Okay, the Stooges, the band featuring Iggy Pop. For those not familiar, they released their first 3 albums: '69, self-titled, Funhouse in 1970, and Raw Power in 1973. Hard to find another set of 3 albums in a row by any kind of rock and roll band, in my opinion, that are as good as this. I'll just leave it at that. Argue if you like in the comments. My Something Old comes from the second album, Funhouse, which is, I think, is the actual best one of those 3. And it is a fucking rock and roll song, and it's called Down on the Street. So this is the Stooges. It's just a relentless song.
Dude, they were the best, the absolute best. As a matter of fact, I almost feel like in honor, I can't because my in-ear, but I feel like I should take my shirt off, just in tribute to Iggy. I saw them live in 2009 or something like that on one of those reunions.
Oh, that's right. They did tour. Yeah.
And I think it was like the Virgin Music Fest or something like that. It was some sort of fest down in Baltimore.
Right.
Probably Virgin Mobile Fest. That's what it was. And my God, just what a fierce force of nature. Just absolutely incredible.
Yeah. I only saw Iggy once, and that was at a South by Southwest. And it was, it was everything I was hoping for. So he busted out all the Stooges stuff, all the classics. So, anyway, there you go.
That's it. We
Good
got
stuff.
another four-banger for you. Don't forget the playlist will be updated with all of our choices. And I'll just put this announcement out there, but without spoilers, we got a guest coming up very shortly.
Yeah,
and we're both very excited to come through with this. So keep your eyes out for a very special episode of Too Old, Too New. Of course, you can follow us on all of the podcast platforms or on YouTube. You can follow us on the socials. I'm at Yo That's My Jawn. Bruce is at Some Velvet Blog. We're on all of them. You can also find Bruce every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. On WXPN, though this week you've been hustling hard on there covering for our pal Mikey V.
Yeah.
Are you in tomorrow?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
people get vacation, people get COVID. So every once in a while, I get the call off the bench, if you know what I'm saying.
That's right. And you can hear me every Monday night from 5 to 8 p.m. on Why Not Radio. I think that's it. I think that's what we got, right?
Right.
All
Rock
right,
and roll.
we will
Good to
catch
see
you
you.
next time, my friends.
Bye-bye.